Alright, opening face-off game against Slowy Owls, #1 team currently. See what kind of shenanigans they will bring to this game today. So opening face-off win by Dave. Pass up and a turnover. So I guess #1 thing, again, little high, right? Kind of want to continually, gradually move closer and closer towards the puck carrier. Again, you're just trying to create a little bit of gap from the defense. And, you know, if you can successfully bring them closer and closer, it also kind of makes them more and more nervous, right? Because if the D is getting drawn in so close, it puts them on a big risk where they can just chip it past and then go with speed. So they got to be kind of cautious of how aggressive they want to stick with you, right? So that's one thing. And then you can see right there, if you're already at center ice, you guys got to be aware, and it's just easy pickings. So let's continue. A minute of car crashing. Oh, offside. That is so lucky. My goodness. Even the refs like just gave it to us. But holy smokes. That's So the good thing is we've been pretty good on the offside. So in this case it was I think that's Faisal, our sub from the Ducks. A little bit haven't quite got the offside kinks worked out, but that's okay. You know, all the beginners go through that. Very positionally, able to shut that down. Now, okay, so here we can see Faisal getting too hung up with helping down in the corner, right? He should be sticking out with this player. And the problem, why is that a problem, is right here, once we're going out on the breakout, he's stuck way down low, and really the only passing option for Dave is going to be Lena, and we would have liked to see Faisal be there to help out. Right, you can see right there, that was the only passing option. Works out, but you know, the more options the better. Makes things easier. So we'll stop the clip here. See if there's more fun stuff to talk about. Alright, here's one. We gotta pick it out right away. Let's pass back, raise behind the net, and Kathy is basically where the forward wants to be. So it's a little bit aggressive. I would say start off maybe even at the goal line, maybe even behind it, so in that corner. It's going to give you a chance to really look up ice. So the problem is, she's the D, she's on her strong side, she should be facing up the ice. So positionally, this is like a really good indicator that she's in the wrong spot because her back's turned as a defenseman, right? And that puts her in a position to get poked off, right? So boom, right here, Ray should be looking up the ice. What do we see? What are the options right here? Jamie should be, boom, getting over to here, kind of where this red sign or the quench sign is. Literally almost exactly where Kathy is. So that's where Jamie should be, and Kathy should be here. It's going to look really tight and compressed, but that's how you're going to beat a lot of the heavy forechecking. So Slowy Owls, it's pretty clear they're a pretty heavy forechecking team so far. So that's the #1 fix. Kathy should be facing up ice, right? And then that way she's going to have big vision up on her forehand side. She can decide, do I want to skate it up? Do I want to pass it back to Ray? Do I want to pass it to the center? Do I want to pass it to the opposite wing? Do I want to pass it to my right side wing? But she can't do any of that because her back's turned and gets poked away. Alright, so once we got poked, it's all about resetting, right? So Ray's able to get it. He is going to want to get behind the net, and he's going to observe and see what's going to be happening. How everyone else is going to route is, well, ideally, it's going to look like this. So from here, boom, we realize, hey, we got to go back around. So the center will want to curl back, and we're basically, the center is going to reset right around the crease area. How the wingers wants to do is curl back down to the boards and actually going down the ice. So basically the equivalent of this kind of area. And the same thing with you, Jamie, is actually going to want to curl down along the boards. And as he moves across behind the net, you come up and you have two decisions you can make. You can curl back up the ice along the boards. I tend to like that. But if there's open ice, you can cut across and then come up the middle. That's fine too. It's going to be up to you to decide how you want to do that. It's kind of, but those are kind of the options. So you can see here, Ray says, hey, there's open ice, it's time to go. We would have liked to see Faisal over here, and then he can, like if that's passed, then he can curl up the ice. And then the center comes along for the ride. And like I said, for Jamie, if she's down here on the boards, you're almost going to be kind of like behind him. You can decide, hey, there's some open ice here for a pass. You could receive it like that, or just stay nice and wide along the boards. That's perfectly fine too. The things do we want to make a note of? Very high up. So why is that a problem? You're very close to the D. So any pass can be easily intercepted, and it's just very difficult to pass to a player that's so far away because their back's turned, unless you pivot, which he does. But again, look at how close he is to the defenders. Like, you're just asking for trouble. In the pass to Jamie, one tip, try to give a target. So if you're cutting across like this, you want your stick in front of you, so it's going to be on your backhand rather than kind of behind you like this. That puts you in a really tough spot to handle, but still doable. But that's just something we can work on. Yeah. Alright, so touch upon this. We're really harping on this for positioning. We see Faisal went from his left side to venture off on to the right side. And let's put this thing, a couple points here. Number one, it's not always an issue venturing. Like if you're a left wing, going to the right side is not a problem. The problem is when everyone else is already on the right side of the ice. So there's no reason for you to come over that way, right? And we really want to avoid bunching up as much as possible. And here's where the problem comes in, right? We've got the amoeba, the amalgamation of players. Typically we want to avoid that, and we don't want to stay there. I had some videos in the past where you can think of it as like a 3-lane highway. You don't want to jump all the cars onto one lane of the highway. It becomes a traffic jam. If there's free space on the other lanes, why would you not go there? So this far lane is open. You got the express lane going down the highway. We should be, jumping out to that area. And so here's exactly where the problem comes down. You get the puck, we on the far reset, and we turn around. Okay. Big passing opportunity right here. Nobody is here. Everyone's on that, tightened up on that right side. So we could reset and wait for them to come back on the ice, get over there, but still there's some problems. And then get a little bit of an accidental collision. I thought this player was going this way. They did not. And so 26 on 26 violence has occurred. All good. So yeah, Yeah. Alright, breaking down positioning. So Jack's our left wing, but he's on the right hand side. We got some problems already. So, oh, we got a banana peel in the corner. We got left on Lonely Island out here. That's fine. Eventually we break it down and we're going on the breakout. Do we see the problem? I think so. Nobody to pass to. Why is there no left wing? We're just messing the left wing. And this is a common problem throughout the game. There's no left wing. We can't pass, so we are in trouble. There you go. There you go. He's now there. And then got the reset again. Go back all the way to the first clip. What's the thing that we want to do? We want to slowly move ourselves closer to the puck, facing it, and eventually you're gonna get it, or the puck, like someone's gonna skate it up and then you turn with them. We want to avoid staying so far up the ice. Look at where Jack is. Look at where the defenders are. There are chances you can sneak behind them, you can pick some cherries, but in general, it's going to be very hard to get that pass to you. Not to say that we can't, but you can see how the defense is having a tough time moving. The fact they have to skate it up because why? Our forwards are so far up the ice. There's a defender, like, they can sneeze on you. They can, and like, that's how close you are. And then same with Jack. He's so far up the ice you can't even see him on camera. So, right? Just hard times ahead. And so we've been on the ice, and then I've said before, if we ever feel like you're on the ice and you can't get the change, just throw it inside their zone and go for the change, and then the forwards can go in after it. Alright, defense positioning. For those who have been watching my reviews, you can already see the problem with here. Who should the left wing be covering? Here's a clue. Where should they definitely not be? Here's a clue. Why is that a problem? This says everything. What can potentially happen because of those cascading problems? Well, he has time and space to make a play. Alright, so we got possession of the puck. Now, clearly Alex looks like he's coming up, but he also wants to look for a passing option. And for beginners, yes, absolutely, you know, Jack and Weissel totally haven't been watching reviews, and it's a clear demonstration. I'm really actually kind of glad that we got these subs where they can highlight common mistakes for beginners, and like why these mistakes make it life difficult for them to, number one, get the puck, and number two, for like the general team puck movement. So they're going up the ice. They're so far away. They're behind the defenders, but they're also close enough. Look at them. They're all staring at him. They're saying, "We are gonna kill you if you get that puck." They're so close. They can shake hands with him, right? Give him a hug if they wanted to. So let's say Alex does get the puck to him. They're so close to you, that's going to make it late. And then, because they're so close, like you're behind them, they could just come in and take the puck for themselves, right? It's as much of a pass to that, like to Jack, as it is to them. So, what do we want to do? We want to stay nice and close in a support position. So if Jack was here, okay, maybe he can't get a pass right here because 88 is there, but what could happen? He can just turn up ice once. If he, like, first you start facing them, he sees, hey, Alex is passing it over to Dave. Then you turn, and now there's a gap here where you can get a pass and you skate up together. And these other players have to respect that Dave could be coming up with speed and also moving it to Lena. Right, so pass right here. Again, if you were right here, this is a pass option. Because Jack's off the screen, this is not a pass option. and then look at where Lena is. I would like her to be like a little bit wider, closer towards the boards, but again, nice and close. So Dave could, like, he could be like, oh, I'm gonna fake going over here and then pass it over to Lena, and she can take it out wide. Perfectly viable options, right? Yeah, I would have preferred her to be a little bit wider, and why kind of demonstrates, see how Dave just takes it wide himself. He sees there's space, because there's no reason for the defenders to spread out right now, just because everyone is, again, that kind of 3-lane highway. We're kind of concentrated on that one lane, and then same with Jack here. Would have preferred him, instead of being here, be over here. This becomes a little passing option, right? Or if you really insist on being up high, you gotta go quick. You're gonna find the gap. So where's the gap? Here's the gap. So you want to cut to the middle. These are kind of more advanced techniques. You gotta be quick and on the ball. I don't want to talk about that just yet, until we get like the basics down. But that is kind of options as you kind of get more comfortable with puck movement. Another highlight on defense positioning. Who should the left wing be defending? Where should they definitely not be? Definitely not behind the goal line. Definitely not on the right hand side. Oh gosh. I'd say Lena maybe wants to stay a little bit closer to Sam as well. But being the weak side winger, we've kind of talked about, if you cut that ice in half, puck's over here somewhere, that it is okay to be in this area. Just kind of be ready to always jump up to the D. So this is another common problem. So, oh my god, is that... Okay, hold on. Let's do a counting exercise here. Puck comes up. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi. Oh my goodness. Right? And there's one more problem that gets cascaded to this if our wingers are not covering the defense, is somebody has to go and defend them, right? They're going to put pressure on them. In this case, it's Gary Ann is doing it, which is a problem because you could have easily passed down to this player, and Carrie Ann has been pulled off, and now there's going to be a weakness on our defense. So it's super important for our each player to be like covering their respective player and be in position. It could be zone, it could be man on man, but yeah, like super important. Let's break down the breakout. All right, so gets the puck in the corner. Kathy's in a better spot right now. Again, we want her to be facing up ice. Takes it behind the net, perfectly fine. And then she decides to move to a not as great of a spot. Why? And then the problem is, we'll show it right away. She gets pressure like within a second and has to now put a very awkward lob pass up versus I can find her. She stayed right like where she was before. A pass across will put her in a position where she is looking up ice the entire time. Doesn't have to put any awkward body positions, turning this and that, and it would be fine. Now again, Weisel is picking out some cherries out in the wilderness, and let me just Kathy has so much pressure. Like, maybe you could argue that if she was here, she might be able to huck a pass up to Weisel if he's confident in receiving. Like, the further the distance, the harder that pass has to be, because it's going to need to beat these, like all of these forecheckers. So you're going to be ready to get those hard passes. If you can't handle it, well, maybe you can, but if you're not confident with handling hard passes, then I would advise not to be up there. And because the other problem is yeah, like if the person that's passing it, like you got to be dead accurate. So from here, the further it is, it's a hard pass to make, and so it's kind of dependent on both. Again, I would recommend kind of facing the puck carrier and then being like closer. It's just easier to get the pass. But let's kind of see. So now, again, just think of the puck carrier's perspective. Would it be advised to pass the Weissel? Well, this player's right here, this player's right here. They're all ready to, they smell blood in the water. The sharks are coming out, right? The owls are out for hunting. So we say, okay, maybe not. So reset back and pass it to Ray. So it's all these kind of like, think of where you are, and try to get yourself away from the opponent. And if it really means just skating back towards the defensive zone, that's what it means, right? Let's see what Ray does. Decides to shoot along the goal line, a famous Ray shot. Very good, I love it. I wonder why you couldn't just curl back around or go behind the net and then get a better shot. Like you could have skated around the circle. Just food for thought. Alright, I feel like I am picking on our subs. It's not on purpose, but it's so, I'm super glad because it's the content is fantastic. So take a look at Jamie. She's in this really nice, well, maybe she focused on going for a change, but if she was looking up the ice, look at her positioning, perfect spot, and if her stick was down, could have easily skated with it. So miscommunication with Kathy. Now compare with Faisal. He's just hauling ass, just hucking it up the ice, skating hard, which is not a problem. The only problem is his head's facing forward. He has no clue where that puck's going to come from. Is he a passing option? Absolutely not. So that's problem number one. So how can he make life easier for him? Slow it down a little bit. You could skate hard, but first get nice and wide. The reason is now you have good, nice vision. You can see the play is, and then you can get a puck over to you much easier than if it's coming in from behind, right? So, and then yeah, slow down. Make sure you can always see the play. Jamie's body position, it could be she just went off for a change. That's fine. Just didn't quite work out. I'm just getting content galore. Just so much content. Here's another example. You see how Jack is way ahead of the play. He has his back turned, stick not on the ice. So what does that mean? You're just compounding all these reasons that it's gonna be difficult to receive the pass. Just making life hard for yourself unnecessarily. You're just too far ahead. That's really the thing. To make it easier, again, I've said if you can face, like, skate towards. So how could he make his life easier? If he started over here and started skating, he can skate up, or he could skate slightly towards Dave at a 45-degree angle. So meaning just kind of go slightly like this, and that way you can always be able to see the puck coming towards you. Now if your back is turned, well, you gotta do the spinning tornado pivot move, right? It's just not gonna work. It's just making life difficult. You could, if you're really good at transitioning, you could. It's totally, you could. But it's harder. Well, I'll give it to Jack. He's got the effort, a lot of effort defensively on that back pressure, right here. Almost got it. Poke check, poke check. Right? Only problem. Okay, here's the problem. Again, who should he be defending? Jamie's on the ball. Look at that. Jamie, we've converted her just a little bit slow to react to Sam. That's perfectly fine. Sam's a really good skater, but we've successfully converted her to the cult of the Greenhorns. And you can see, look at it, look at it. He's close. She's just the fact that she's close to Sam, and Sam's a good skater. Oh my god, absolutely stripped him of the puck, made him embarrassed. And we're out of the defensive zone. That is just a perfect highlight. I know this is the running joke. Oh, it's Carrie Ann is famous for knocking pucks into the own net. This hole almost. All right, this one, defensive positioning. Both are wingers. Both are wingers. Oh my god, they are like magnets to the puck. The puck was down there. They're all over there. Puck is up here. They're gonna go over here. Just watch. Just watch. Oh yeah, Lena and Weissel both. Oh, and then now puck's in the corner. They're gonna go towards the corner. And then puck's up there. So yeah, it's just a lot of unnecessary skating in defensive zone versus just kind of sticking with who you should be covering. Gonna make life easier. All right, another highlight. Puck's behind the net, and we would ideally like to see a winger in this area ready to take the puck for a breakout, receive, pass to the center, pass to the opposite winger. But like, hold on, puck's right here. Puck is right here. We would have liked to see Jack here, but Jack here, right? So I know it looks like I'm picking on them, but it's just really good highlights of how, like, why it's so important for them to be there. All right, we got a goal against. A lot of defensive mistakes from the trio of myself, Kathy, and Ray. Let's break it down. So, how did this happen? I saw Kathy was on this player, so then naturally my thought process was puck's going in the corner, I'll hop over there. I should have recognized that Kathy was putting pressure on them instead, and then I think that's when I realized, uh-oh, we got problems, uh-oh, spaghetti-o. And Ray decided to go behind the net, covering nobody, and that's when I turned around and I saw, well, shoot, that's a problem. This guy is uncovered. We better get over there. And then disaster has struck, and this is a big problems. Okay, let's break it down. Who should be covering what? In a perfect world, what should have happened? So Ray is on that player, perfectly fine. He should be staying on that player. And then Kathy was on this player, perfectly fine. But then she decides to go in the corner. That is fine. So coverage wise, Ray on this player, myself on the player in front of the net, and it would have been fine. But a couple of mistakes, and then left uncovered, and he gets a goal. We get a goal against. None of the wingers faults. It's all on the trio back there, the three amigos. Disaster. Alright, so for the sake of time, this will be the last clip I show for the rest of the game for these problems. But again, who should they be defending? Where are they right now? Why is that a problem? This is a problem. Right, they have too much time on their hands up top. So I won't repeat it anymore, but just another example. Alright, real question for Alex. I like it. He's battling for his life behind the net. Takes it behind the net. My one question to him is, why do you not just pass it to Carrie Ann? She's fairly like open. There's one pressuring, but you decide to cut back out in front of a forechecker to lob it in front of Cliff. My hands are up in the air right now, Alex. We had to show this just because it's Sam on the other team. Skating down, look at his moves, crisscrossing up and down, but his presence just like, oh yeah, decides to lose the puck with no pressure. Alright, so the good things here, D to D, and questionable pathing from Kathy to go up the middle, but that's fine. So at this point she should be just going up, and decides to drop it to the boards instead. Oh, banana peel. Hold on. I missed that. Let's give it the full treatment. Woo! Alright, almost offside right here. Oh, that was close. We've talked about, if you ever feel like it's going to be close, you could always turn, straddle, 1 foot on this ice, 1 foot on the other side, and then you can turn back on. You can maintain most of your speed, you can do C cuts, you'll never risk having an offside. Alright, so Alex has the puck, takes it behind the net, perfect, I like it. What I don't like is passing it in front of the middle, but that's fine too. Maybe go a little wider, but another clear sign of the Lonely Island breakout method. And the puck gets kind of turned over and it's scrappy because too far away. And it's changing to the next half hour. That's why the video's like that. Right, gotta go for the bounce. Possible, it's just a little bit harder, but all good. Here is the other thing. So you see how, yeah, that's fine, Visel. You didn't have to turn around, but Dave's just cruising, and then boom, in we go. One more example. Very hard to pass to get to. Ends up being a turnover. So one little tip for Jack, and actually anyone in general, is stick down, get ready for any passes. So zoom, let's cut to here, focus on here. So Jack, oh my god, there he is. Jack, he's got his eyes set on the net, but he should be watching where the puck is with Ray. Stick down on the ice, getting ready to receive the pass, but it gets kind of caught off guard. I have to show this. Look at Jamie, watch. Oh my god, so good. We have successfully converted her to the ways. She's no longer an offside machine. Oh my god, that's so good. Alright, 45 seconds left. We got the biggest, I just gotta show you because this is too funny. Biggest trolls around. Alright, so Dave's going for a change, and Carrie Ann's like, let's go for a change, and then I don't know, Alex and Carrie Ann's like, oh, maybe 45 seconds left. Let's just play and stay. 40 seconds left. Get a banana peel, and then get pucks in the corner, loosey goosey. Alex loses the puck, throws the middle, and Cliff's like, all right, let's hold on to it. 25 seconds left. Now Carrie and Alex is like, all right, you know what? I'm feeling kind of tired. Let's go for a change. 20 seconds left, and then who knows what? Just go for the change, and then Ray and Kathy's like, no, I'm not gonna open the door for you guys. You got. Biggest slow guy was like, come on, what's going on? I want to score a goal here. And then Lena's like, no. Alright, here's the example for Jack and Weissel. Ray has the puck. As long as you're facing it or making it a body position where you can actually see where the puck is coming from, it's going to make it life a lot easier. You can see I'm coming back towards the skater and then cutting across, and then now we can skate up the ice. It's just easier. Now we see, okay, can I get that puck to Jack? Well, we got 1 defender, 2 defenders, 3 defenders. That is a really hard pass to get to. So we're going to try to do our best, reroute, and then finally, there's a gap there. But to get it past these 2 defenders, it can't be a slow pass, right? You got to understand, because if it's a slow pass, these guys, it's just easy pickings for them. So you got to be ready. If you're going to get behind the defense, you got to get ready for a fast pass, which is, you know, it's hard to receive. That's just the fact it is. So a lot of it is generally not going to be like, to get the puck more on your stick and get passes is generally not going to be a skill issue. Like, some of it will be. It's really a lot of positioning. All right, here's another example. So Jack's going up the ice, back's turned, puck's going to him. He can pivot, totally fine, right? But makes life difficult for him and gives the opponent enough time to get the puck off of him, right? So when you jumping too far ahead, makes your life more difficult. So that's just the pros and cons. And oh, just missed it. Fortunate. Puck comes out to Ray, goes for a shot, just a bit outside. Alright, so Kathy gets the puck out. Dave sees it and is able to get the puck. That's a good lead pass by Kathy. Big save by Vince there. Breaking it down. These are some key kind of important things that the differences between Weissel and Jack are between what Dave did. So you can see, look at where the defenders are. They are like, they're close to Dave, but he's splitting down the middle and there is a clear gap, right? Versus a lot of the times previously, Weissel and Jack would be like, let's say here, where there's 1, 2, 3 multiple defenders in the laneway. So that's kind of one of the issues. And then another thing is, look at Dave, where his head's behind him, looking back, so you can always see where the puck is. So one of the things I'm not too hot on is Kathy comes up for the attack, perfectly fine. What I don't like is how she stays down there as the defenseman. So luckily, Lena sees that and she stays back to support. So that's good on her, but it shouldn't have been, like, she shouldn't be put in that position. Like, yeah. So Kathy staying down there for too long is one thing. She's still down there now. She's coming back up. All right, this is way too funny. Watch. So Alex gets the puck, and then boom, collision, car crash going on in the boards right here, and then skip, and then right here. No, it's not right here. Right here, and then right here. Oh my god. Too good, too good. Um, right here, this is painful. Right, D behind the net, and we're looking for. Is there anybody to pass to over here? Anybody? Anybody, please. And then Alex is open, and he's able to squeeze his way through. This was also funny. So Kathy's coming in on the attack. Her offensive instincts curls back around perfectly fine, and somehow the pass misses all three of them. Oh, example of an offsides, right? So Jack and Weissel both are not paying attention to where the puck carrier is, just kind of focused on going straight, and so big is offside. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. Alright, 2 minutes left. We'll watch it all, but for those of you who have enjoyed this, please like. If you found it helpful, feel free to subscribe. If you want to see more, click that bell notification. If you have any questions, make a comment. If you like it, leave a comment. If you have anything to say, leave a comment. And if you feel it was helpful and you find others might find benefit from it, feel free to share it, because sharing is caring. That was a nice shot by Jack. Minute 20 left. Anyways, clock's ticking down. We're down 1-0, and we have pulled the goalie. Ray is in on the action, and Alex shoots it from a sharp angle. Interesting choice. So we bring Kathy, Ray, Alex, Dave, Lena, and Weissel. Weissel thinks we have too many, but actually it's because we pulled the goalie. You may not be familiar with this. Perfectly fine. This Ray got for us here. 22 seconds left. Passes it down. Bringing it back around. Alex jumps in on the attack. Oh, magic spot pass. I like it. Just couldn't quite get it. Pass across to Alex. Good shot. Big save by Vince. Actually, a pretty decent attack there. So pretty fun game. As you can see, a lot of issues that were making life difficult for us to break out the puck defensively. And for all the beginners, again, it's really like sometimes it is a matter of skill, but more often than not, a lot of it can be mitigated with good positioning. Because positioning, it just makes your life easier. And if you can make your life easier, then like if you're a lower skilled player, then you can get more puck touches and so forth. And as you get better and better, you can really kind of build upon those basics. So anyways, good game.